Create automations using free AI APIs with Make.com. Google has released Gemini AI experimental models that are free for anyone to use. To start, navigate to Make.com, and once you log in, click on Create a New Scenario in the top right corner. Once the blank scenario page loads, search for Gemini AI. You have a couple different options you can choose from. You can upload a file, make an API call, or create a completion. We'll choose Create a Completion. Click on Create a Connection. We'll need two things for this Gemini AI connection. One is a Gemini API key, and for that we'll need a project in Google Cloud Platform or GCP. If you don't already have a project in GCP, search for GCP in your browser. Log in to console.cloud.google.com, and at the top of the page, click on this option for your projects. You'll see this modal for all your projects, but click on New Project in the top right corner and create your new project. In another tab or window, navigate to aistudio.google.com. Go to the left navigation, click on Get API Key, and if you don't already have API keys created, then click on Create API Key. Select your Google Cloud project and create API key in existing project. Copy the API key, make sure you keep it secure, or you can just grab one of the ones that you already have. By clicking on it and copying it, go back to your Make.com tab and then paste in your API key here. Click on Save, wait for it to connect, select your AI model. We're going to choose 2.0 Flash Experimental. Under Messages, click on Add Item, and you'll see your first item appear along with child objects, one for role and one for parts. For role, you'll choose either user, which in most cases will likely be you, especially if you're generating content, or model for the AI model in its response. You might choose AI model for the first item if you're, for example, simulating a chatbot. So you might start with a message like, "Hi, what can I help you with?" or "Hi, what's your name?" But for this first role, we're going to choose user, and then for the parts object, we'll click on Add Item, and this will create some additional objects. So the first item for parts, we'll select the message type, and once we select whether it'll be a text or a file, then it'll prompt us to create the actual contents of the message. So in this text field, we'll type create an X/Twitter thread speaking to marketers about leveraging AI for productivity. You can add another item. For example, if you want the AI model to evaluate or analyze an image or video, you can add a file for that. Or you can add another item for another role. You can configure advanced settings by toggling on this option to show advanced settings. Here you can edit safety settings by adjusting how likely it is you'll see harmful content. You can create stop sequences to instruct the model to stop response when a certain string appears. You can specify the max number of output tokens for your responses. You can change the temperature, which will allow you to adjust the creativity. The lower the temperature, it'll choose the tokens with the highest probability. For higher temperatures, it'll create responses with more creativity. And then you can change the top P, which is the sum of the probabilities of the tokens used in your response. So the lower the top P, and the less creative your responses will be. Top K takes a numerical value that changes how your model selects the next token for your output. For example, if you put 1, The next token it'll select will be the most probable token among all tokens available. If you input 3, then the next token it'll select will be from the 3 most probable tokens out of all the tokens. And then there are some other settings as well, but we're just going to leave all of these settings blank. In fact, we'll toggle the advanced settings display off, and we'll just click on OK. We'll run this automation to test it, so we'll go down to the bottom left corner here and click on Run Once. When Make finishes running the test automation, it gives you the statuses and the results for each step. In the operation, we can see there's an input section, and this is what we fed the AI model. But what we're really interested in is the results for the output section. You can expand or collapse any of these elements. So we'll click on this plus icon for the result, and you can see that the response it provided is very detailed. It looks pretty good. So if we take a look, marketers, are you feeling overwhelmed? Drowning in tasks? It's time to talk about leveraging AI to reclaim your time and skyrocket your productivity. And then there are some more tweets, some more responses you can add to your thread. Email marketing automation, from drafting compelling subject lines to A/B testing, different email layouts. And then it also gives the key elements that it's provided: engaging hook, clear benefit, specific examples, community building, relevant hashtags, emoji, and then a summary at the end. You can download the test data by clicking on this icon here, and you have the option to download input or output bundles formatted in JSON. And we can go to the top left corner here and rename our automation. We'll call it Gemini AI Productivity Content Generation. And then go to the bottom and save your scenario. If you want to see the test data again, click on this number, which turns into a magnifying glass on hover, and it'll bring up this frame again. Now we can add another module to this automation, so you can send the data to a Google Doc, Google Sheets, Notion, Airtable, or any other app. We can use Gemini to pull data from data sources and ask it to fill in missing data, like for research, or we can use this AI feature in Make and ask it to help us create a scenario for a new automation. If you found this useful, like the video and leave a comment. If you want more content on AI, workflow automation, and analytics, subscribe to the channel.